Hello friends and welcome to Intronaut channel. This is the place here on YouTube where we do weekly tarot reading, and today you are all invited to join me on the reading for the first week of November. As usual, it will be very interesting to see what the cards have to say, so as I said, you are all invited. But before we start the reading, it will be kind of important to do a bit of inner connecting, so creating a space and allowing things to happen. So the easiest way to connect to that inner space is with sound. So this is the moment when I invite you to pick an instrument or release your voice or listen to a sound, and uh, go into that, and this space is created by itself. You don't have to do anything. So today I will create sound with this, and these are very nice. So I invite you to join me. So that was fun, right? Now let's do the reading. These are my cards. So we usually start with the first card that represents the energies that are going to support us in the beginning of the week. So this is the card that kind of represents that energies. So it's a page of pentacles, and this card is in generally a card of study and scholarship, and sometimes also news and maybe management. But to have a better understanding of the card, we just have to look in the card closely. And what we see is a young man, slowly moving through the landscape, uh, insensible of what is happening around him. All of his focus is in his, let's call it, subject that is kind of floating in front of his eyes. He cannot take his eyes off this. So he's putting his hands towards it and, like saying, yes, this is wonderful. I want to learn all about this. So these are the energies that will support us in the beginning of the week. So it could also mean that, it kind of gives us a reminder that all our focus will be in things that we'll gain some new insight. So we have to be careful, not to ignore whatever is happening around us. So if we have some, obligations, we should fulfill them and, do that with some effort. So, of course, we should not, let anybody down, and because our passion will be here in learning new stuff. It can also say that recently maybe you got some new ideas or a new subject or new object, and in that case, in this beginning of the week, you will gain as much information about that or learn as much as possible about that. So, but it's also kind of saying what will be the main occupation of our learning if we open the second card, and the main subject this week will be a family matters. So this is a nice card. It's a very beautiful card. If you look at it, it's so full of colors, of design. It's a full design. The picture is full. The colors, the lines, the symbols, the message, everything is full. There is no free space on it. It's rich in design, it's rich in color, it's rich in lines, it's rich in symbolism. So it's very card of rich, and because of its richness, the artist had to sign herself above, the card. She usually signed herself in the picture, but this time she had to gain new space, for her signature. So yeah, it's also a card of richness and gain. So but to maybe focus a bit on family matters, and so that's why we focus a bit on the living beings on this card. We can see that there is a young man and a young woman in the card standing under the archway, and there is a, if you can see, there is a child behind the woman coming, a bit of afraid, holding to a dog, and there is two dogs that we can, see their grays that are on their faces looking at their master, and there is the master. There is an older gentleman sitting in front of the city, with a gray hair, also rich in colors and especially in life experience. So this is also the card of ancestors, but maybe this week, compared to last week, this would be more about the people that are alive and that are part of our family. So what is this saying to me is that this week we'll be learning about family values, about the values that are born in the family and then, reflect in the community and in the society. So this card is, kind of pointing to the knowledge that was here long before we were here, and every great society was built on the knowledge that this wise person is, carrying on to their children. And you see, if we look at the dogs, they are really, really gracefully looking at him. So it must be that he is a great authority for them, He is the protector and the giver. So they, are a really good servant to him. And if we look at the child behind, we can also see a little bit of frightened face. That means that this gentleman here is really an authority. And that all the great communities and all the great societies always gave authority to the elders because they are here the longer time. So they knew more about life than the younger people. So it kind of makes sense, right? So what we'll be learning this week about the family values is that we'll be, gain insight about what are the values that we have. So if we want to know about our values, we can, see our relationship with our family members. We can check our relationship in our community. We can see our relationship with our, with the society that we live in. What is the issues? What is the view? What is the opinion of this, subject? Family, society. So it also says to me that maybe if you if you realize that maybe some values are lost, we can still find them. We can still look for them and learn about them, and then live them, and give them to our children, because we are really obligated to do that. So if we maybe forgot about some values, maybe this week we should learn about them. Okay. So there is some other thing that maybe this card points to me is that if you have a good relationship with your family members, friends, in the community and in general in society, then this middle of the week you get even more, good feelings, even more pleasure, even more enjoyment within these relationships. And if you're in the opposite, you do not have a really good relationship with your family members, you are not really in the community, or doesn't have a good opinion about the society that you live in, then of course you have to really recheck your values and go back and research, in the family, and make improvements. So by only doing that, we can gain, the society that we need, because this wisdom is old, is from the ancient times, and usually it's a little bit forgotten. So now when parents have a naughty child and don't know what to do or how to handle it, they go and get a book and read from it. But instead, I think, of course, that's okay, but what they would do, the first thing they should do is go and ask their grandmothers and great grandmothers what to do with a naughty child, and they will tell you, they will tell you, because they know how to deal with life and how to deal with different stages of development of the people. And so, Family Matters this week, I think it will be kind of on the topic. Okay, so let's see the last card, and you know that will kind of give a closure to this story, and of course point to the energies that will support us in the end of the week. And this is the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups, in the general meaning, is that you know the general meaning is decline of matter. What it means is that if something was very important and seemed very important in the beginning of the week or in the middle of the week, it will be a bit of a different story in the end of the week. So if we had like an opinion that something is really influencing our life, in the end of the week we'll be kind of stepping on the real ground and see that it doesn't have as much influences as we thought at first. So this man that we see on this card, he looks like he's deserting his cups. So I would say that he found his fulfillment in whatever he was learning, and now he is ready to walk a totally new path and find, new um, treasures, and come back and, uh, build this great relationship with yourself, I would say. Yeah. So going away, finding a treasure, and having a peace with everything you are living, just for a day or two. So this is the reading. I hope you gain some informations. I hope you enjoy it. Of course, if you would like to have some insight, you can email me and we'll arrange a video reading. Of course, if you would like to have a Celtic cross reading with the root, you can of course email me. I can give you a psychic advice if you would like to have one. So of course you can put a question under this video and I will give you an answer. So this is it. I hope to see you soon. I hope to hear from you soon. This is a very nice time of the year, so I invite you to enjoy it as much as it is possible. Goodbye.